This is part 4 in the series of videos that I've been putting together focusing on the use of the gift of tongues. This video won't be very long. I just want to focus on the use of italicized words in the King James Version of the Bible. Why are those words there? Why are certain words in certain verses of the King James Version of the Bible in italics? The reason for the words, or the reason the words are italicized, is simple. These are the words that were added by the interpreters when translating the Hebrew, Greek and Aramaic into English. When certain verses were translated, they didn't make sense when spoken in the English, so words were added to aid in the flow of certain sentences. So italicized words are the words that were added by the interpreters who translated the original tongues into the English as written in the King James Version of the Bible. One such example is a verse found in 1 Corinthians chapter 14. It's verse 2, a verse connected to the subject of tongues. It says, "For he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh not unto men but unto God, for no man understandeth him, howbeit in the Spirit he speaketh mysteries." Now, you'll see that the word unknown in that particular verse is italicized, meaning that it was added by the interpreters. The person described in this verse is speaking in an unknown language, a language not known to the hearers. The reason why only the Most High could understand the words spoken was because the Most High understands all languages. The person is speaking in the Spirit, which means that this person has been empowered by the Spirit to preach. Unfortunately, those who are in the place where the person is speaking aren't able to understand the person, simply because he is speaking in a foreign language. The city of Corinth was a large city at the time when this epistle was written, and there were many people there from many different countries, speaking obviously many different languages. And the advice given here by Paul is, if a person speaks in a language that isn't known by the hearers, it's only God who will understand what the person is speaking, although that person may have been given the gift of preaching. That gift is nullified by the fact that the person may not have received the gift of tongues, because we've seen in previous videos, someone manifesting the gift of tongues would speak and the hearers would hear what was being said in their own languages. This particular occurrence would have needed, or this particular discourse would have needed someone to interpret, whether someone who had learned natural tongues by studying them, or someone who had been blessed with the gift of interpretation. So to summarize, the words in Scripture, the King James Version, that are italicized are words that were added by the interpreters, and the person speaking in 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 2 is speaking in an unknown language, unknown to the hearers. Maybe the hearers were Hebrew and the person was speaking in Greek, and the Hebrew hearers weren't knowledgeable or didn't have an understanding of the Greek language. I hope that what I've said in this video is clear. I'll ask, as usual, for you to comment, and as I've said many times, I learn from each of the comments that I receive. And as I always say, please pray for me as I pray for you. May the Almighty richly bless you all.